Were you among those who celebrated Anita Among's downfall?
No, I didn't. Because there was nothing to celebrate. You celebrate because you are sure there will be a change. Look, we have had two decisions to make in Parliament. One was the vetting of cabinet. They almost have done the same thing that Anita Mongo did. She was basic, ordinary. There will be a little bit of sophistication with the or both. But the thing is going to be the same. There is no change.
So you would not look at her downfall as a win for Parliament's independence?
Because some of the things she crudely did them, there will be a change. She was so informal. She did conduct herself like she was running a public office. She was very informal. You will now have formal processes. But I have said Anita Mongo is my friend, but there is no group that will ever make her a speaker. I don't think anyone will. Because no experience, no knowledge, no sophistication. And she just woke up one day and she's a speaker with the promotion of President Museveni. I said at the time I was contesting to be a speaker against Kadaga and Oranya. My first press conference, I said we will need a lawyer to be a speaker. And I called upon the Honorable Segona, the Honorable Asumani Basariwa, and the Honorable Nwagawa. I said one of you should contest because the opposition must have a candidate. I still stand by the same position that Parliament is better off chaired by a senior lawyer, because you're going to be making legal interpretation on many issues every day, and you need to read and understand these things. So Anita Mongo, like many NRM MPs, lacked the basic requirement, sophistication to be a Speaker of Parliament. She also lacked the crowd experience and so on and so forth. So that's why she did things her own way. That's what she knew. She had been a mobilizer, a Museveni mobilizer, participating in influencing decisions in Parliament. Now she came to do the work. I mean, there are simple things, and I kept reminding her. At one time she used to call me Mr. Procedure, because there are procedures already in the rules, and she didn't seek to follow any.
Interestingly, how you keep pointing out sophistication as quite a big thing in managing power. Why is it important?
It is because even if you make a mistake, it must not be fatal that people withdraw trust completely. You see, Museveni has been around for many years. There are people who still think that he's a good leader because he's not done things the Amin way. He does the same things, but differently, because of his levels of knowledge and intellectualism. The packaging matters in all these things. If you are dealing with Parliament, and that's why I am shocked by the behavior and conduct of Justice Waguma. We appeared for the Westgate case under Justice Kanya. She gave us a very bad judgment, but she listened to us politely. But Waguma is behaving like a court-martial general. So Anita Mongo, even where she's, because the results are going to be the same, even under or both, but allow processes to evolve and then arrive at a decision. I keep telling people in America they still have a death sentence. They don't hang people. They will inject you and you slowly die. So they don't look as cruel as Uganda who are hanging people. But the outcome is the same, that you're all killing human beings. And I think Anita Mongo is like a Uganda, that she can't inject you, she will hang you. So I didn't celebrate her downfall because it brings nothing. Look at the way both was brought. First, the military, through Museveni's son, announcing that you will be a speaker. Why? Even UPDF supports you. And then the rest of the process was just a ceremony. Then Museveni's son announces the deputy speaker will be a woman. Later he says, no, I have consulted my father, the deputy speaker will be Tayewa. And you are the ones who are supposed to check cabinet, check Museveni and his ministers. But the son is the one appointing you, I think in a consultation with his father. So even if you want to celebrate the downfall of Anita Among, you want to celebrate because Parliament is going to be run and will make decisions differently. I don't think that will happen.
So when you see Jacob Oboth pledging to fight corruption inside Parliament, pledging loyalty both to NRM, to President Yoweri Museveni, to PLU, to the CDF General Moses Kainerugaba, you insist it's just going to be the same, just different levels of sophistication.
Loyalty to CDF, but you are supposed to be the boss of CDF.
Do you think that Jacob Oboth would, for example, push against certain unpopular policy?
He cannot.
For example, the UPDF Amendment Act,
but he's the one who brought it.
Bill or the sovereignty bill.
Oboth
someone who served under his leadership
as a Minister of Defense. He's the one who brought the amendment to reintroduce the military court twice variance. He chaired the committee. I was on the legal committee during the removal of age limit, and he kept shortchanging us. I went with the parliamentary sports team to Tanzania. Oboth had adjourned our committee to after Christmas and New Year. And that's how we left. We were in Tanzania playing football, and we were told Oboth has called a retreat in Munyonyo. They want to, this matter of the age limit removal done within a week. I couldn't return, but some MPs were facilitated by Museveni to return. I am telling you, he will not do things the way Anita Among was doing them, because Anita Among is a very ordinary woman. But he's going to do the same things or even worse, and it's even more painful. That's what I kept telling. Personally, like Professor Chiduma Kuya, the late, the first Ugandan to get a first-class law degree in Makerere was Dean of Faculty of Law. He authored many books, but he was behaving as if he didn't go to a nursery school. It is more painful. I can forgive Anita Among because, I mean, she's very ordinary. But Oboth, he was not at the second classmate. They were one class below me at the university. So you have the knowledge, you know the law, and then you begin misapplying it or misinterpreting it.
Because you're saying Anita Among, Jacob Oboth, same loyalty, just different faces or colors.
Different handling. But the results are going to be the same.
Let's take a break. When we return, I'll ask Honorable Semuju what he thinks about his colleagues in the opposition. Watching NBS Face Off, my guest tonight is Honorable Semuju Nganda, Secretary General of the PFF, taking his views on matters politics. Honorable, you don't seem to rate Bobi Wine highly, at least from the statements I've seen you make. What would you consider his biggest strengths as a leader?
I have known Bobi Wine as a musician. He one time invited me and I visited his Kamocha base, took me around. At that time, we were involved in a walk-to-work protest. And he told me I had composed a song, Baleke Batambule, and he was asking me if that song will be of help. I think from my knowledge, either he was a supporter of Dr. Besigye or he supported FDC, I don't know. Because when I contested for Parliament in 2011, he used to facilitate my team that we are moving in Magera. At that time I was MP for Chadondo East. So he's made his contribution. And his rise to even become the main opposition presidential candidate, I think must also have surprised him. It's not something that I think he prepared himself. One time we get arrested during the age limit removal. We were put in the same van. I was with him, Alan Sewanyana, Odongo Oto, Sechikubo, Gerard Karahanga, Oguzuli, driven to Nagarama. One group was left in Chira. On our way to Nagarama, we stopped near that residence of former Vice President Specius Wandera Kazu. They had locked the vehicle, he couldn't breathe. And he said during his campaign that brought him in Parliament, he had said, Bikwase Kyagulanyi. And he said, I didn't know these things are going to be like this. Tough. So he's made his contribution. But from his background,